I think we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Patrick Roth, ScreaM. Hello.
Hey man,
Nice. Thank you for coming to this interview.
no problem.
Uh,
Thanks for having me.
this is my first English interview I'm doing on my channel, and thank you for being here and sharing some old school Counter-Strike stories. I would like to start this interview by asking you about your childhood, your first video games that you remember playing.
Sure, my entire big family, or depends how you look at it. I have 4 older brothers and 2 sisters. They've all basically been gamers their
Oh,
entire life. My dad was also very fond of gaming, so he was the one who first introduced to gaming to me as a kid, around the age of 2.5 or
video
so.
games that you
And
remember
back then it
playing.
was Atari and console games, of course. So my first game was called Phantasy Star, which is a RPG on the Sega Genesis Master System, 8-bit, basically.
Oh,
So I started out with RPGs and worked my way through all the consoles. I was a die-hard, hardcore Sega guy.
yeah, I used to play Sonic on
Sonic,
Sega,
yes.
which was like one of my childhood um, dream games. You know.
Yeah, Sonic is very good. My brother actually won the European Championship in console gaming, and I finished second there.
Oh, on which games?
It was a mixture. It was Sonic 2, then it was Cool Spot, which was a new game back then, not
Okay.
yet released everywhere. And then it was Dragon's Furies and Flipper Game, and Gale Racer or something like that.
So many games like in Sonic.
There was you played 5 different games.
Oh,
Then
so that really established the champion through this playing system.
yeah, that's how it all started for me. I loved competition, basically,
Yeah. So in
competing between friends
yeah.
in the area or against everyone. Basically, that is what drives me, the competition itself.
Do you remember your first gaming tournament? This was it, the console.
I won my first tournament at the age of 7, and it was still consoles, and it was Sonic 1 and 2. And
Oh, so I really hit the spot with the Sonic there.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of my. I had a Nintendo as well, like Game Boy, which really a cousin of mine from Germany came and she had a Nintendo Game Boy, and I played. Like, I didn't stay with my offshore family at all. I just played on the Game Boy until I had no batteries left.
Yeah, Nintendo also had very good gems, so to say, Zelda. But we never. It was 2 camps: the Sega camps and the Nintendo camp. And when I was in the Sega camps, where we live, basically.
Yeah, so you could not. You choose the.
Yeah, it's like World of Warcraft, Horde and Alliance. So
Oh, okay,
I chose
okay.
where I grew up, basically.
So where did you grow up?
Stockholm, south of Stockholm, in a place called Fagersjö, suburbs.
Okay.
And that entire area has many old school elite players from both Quake and Counter-Strike.
Oh, can you name some of them?
In terms of Counter-Strike, Spawn is one of them.
Yeah, he was your neighbor somehow.
Not really neighbor, but he was a
same hood.
5-minute walk.
Oh.
He also lived in Fagersjö, but yeah, 5-minute walk, and then I was at his place.
And in Quake?
I don't know if you know them. It's Otis. It's one of them. Raket.
No.
It's just Swedish famous players.
Okay, so can we work our way up?
Dracula, who also
Okay.
played with me, is also from
Yeah,
the same area.
you told me earlier. So let's work our way up to the shooters. How did you, or let me ask about the first time you laid your hands on a shooter, and
That
what was your
Wolfenstein,
first?
Wolfenstein 3D
Yeah,
on PC,
yeah, I think
and
that was
then it
one of the
was
first. Doom,
yeah.
maybe after that.
After that came Doom, which is probably the best game that ever existed,
Yeah,
and it still is. But
that's a great game.
yeah, it's the foundation for everything, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
Which every game is based around that, or today that is. And I played that for a lot.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It really started kicking off really serious when Quake came.
Yeah, Quake
I
1.
played the beta. Yeah, Quake 1. I played the beta, and then
Yeah, me too.
and then the real deal came when it released, and all my school friends started playing that as well. So
Yeah, I remember.
In-house competition. We moved from consoles to PC, basically.
Yeah,
For the in-house competition.
I remember using the mouse had at the internet cafe had only the horizontal movement. I could not move in Quake 1. You had to do a special setting so you can see.
You need to press down. You need to enable the console and press plus M. Look.
Exactly. So I remember exactly when I first played Quake 1. I only moved my mouse, horizontally.
Memory,
yeah, and then some kids thought I saw someone doing some rocket jumps, and I could not move my mouse. My mouse downwards and upwards, and first time I had the M look, I was always hitting the walls. I was so like a dizzy, like a drunk person. It took me a while. It took me a while to get adjusted to the M look.
Yeah, it takes a while. I didn't like that you can't have a 90-degree angle up and down.
Yeah.
Fully look up and down with the
you have
one.
It
stops at some degree.
Yeah. That's the beginning of gaming, to be honest. So it was really good anyway.
Quake 1 holds up even today.
Yeah. There were many tournaments in Quake 1. And after that, I think before that there was for me Duke Nukem, which if you remember Duke Nukem.
Duke 3D, absolutely.
Yeah, I had the stadium arena where you could play with some rockets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
multiplayer.
It was a funny game. It was a funny game, dude.
Yeah.
But it was not. As a whole, it was nowhere near good as good as Quake.
No.
It was fake 3D basically, and not pure mouse look either.
Something like that. Yeah, and I want to know about. I mean, I'm really a big fan. I've told you this before about I'm a fan of Swedish gaming, and during my career as a gamer, I really had the time to observe Nordic teams, which had some kind of powerful aura around them. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, we were the pinnacle of FPS gaming for a long time. Absolutely.
Do you think you have an answer to why that was?
Well, maybe hard to say, but one of them is because it was Swedes like games a lot, like a lot. Everyone loves to play games here in Sweden, and we are highly competitive people. We always want to beat each other, but in a sportsly way. Basically, we're always friendly to each other. Back then, at least, I don't know how the scene is today. It's no idea how, but I can only speak from my experience, how I grew up with gaming, and then it was you play against your friends, you arrange in-house tournaments all the time. I arranged a lot of in-house tournaments in console gaming and in Quake and whatever, and you have prizes there, and in that mentality to always want to be the best, and course that is gonna play a role. And then we have very good internet in Sweden also.
Yeah, that helped. You
Helps a
guys,
lot.
yeah, you guys.
That does a lot.
Yeah, I remember
when
playing
play online.
playing Swedish teams with 70, 80 ping, and you guys had like 10 or 20.
Yeah, we have had exceptional broadband infrastructure.
Yeah.
Always had. That's helped a lot because then it's more fun to play when you have no latency.
How do you deal? Yeah.
That is also a factor why we become good if we have players who have bad connection. We play LAN so they can play versus the best, and you only get as good as the guy next to you. Basically, if all the competition is at a capped at a level, you won't be much above that. It's very important that you meet good people.
It's important that you
Mostly
lose.
better than you.
That you lose.
Yeah. Yes.
Somehow.
You need to be
challenged.
Absolutely, because when you stop being challenged, you stop improving at the same rate as you would normally do.
Of course. How would you say you guys managed defeat? Do you have
what do you mean, me?
No, I mean, yeah, you as Swedish guys. Yeah, Swedish guys. I mean,
yeah, historically we have a pretty good mentality. I think that have changed with today's generation, but I can speak for myself.
Yes.
And so I will do that. When I lost, which I did in a lot in Quake, for example, and whatever, and if I am defeated in a very extraordinary, epic way, I don't get mad. I get excited by that and be like, wow, I need to do what he does and I need to do it better. That encourages me to learn and to steal what the person did and make it my own. So that is a very key thing to have, I think, to become a really good player. Not to be discouraged or make up excuses to why you lost. You need to have a strong analytical mind, basically. Yes.
Do you think this mentality is passed on by your family or by your culture, or how?
That is both. I have highly analytical people in my family, sure, but also my friends are very clever, bright. They all see and analyze the situations, basically. Not many among my network of friends back then got really mad by losing. So sure, it's not fun to lose, but they don't make a big deal out of it. They learn they check what the hell went wrong and then they fix the problem. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's an important feature to have.
Yeah. So yeah,
if you make up excuses for what you lost and don't see that maybe you are the reason you lost,
it's a good point. It's a good point. Do you remember anything about your? I mean, I'm sure you remember. Let's just jump into Counter-Strike, or maybe your first teams, your first professional teams. How many? I don't know. Just work our way up to. Oh, cred că a ieșit de pe. I think he just. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't have a webcam anymore, so.
Yeah. Did I disconnect? Or
yeah, you disconnected. You disconnected.
Okay, 1 sec. Sorry for that.
No problem. It should show really soon. I just have xsplit.com vcam right now.
I will check.
Okay, we're back on. Okay, perfect.
Great, fantastic.
So yeah, let's just work our
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, work our way up to Counter-Strike, if you'd like.
Yeah, Yeah, I probably disconnected. What was the question?
I mean, I wanted
Sorry.
to work our way up to the Counter-Strike part because yeah, this is
Yeah, it's a Quake friend of mine,
or
Dark
maybe
One it was called, and he introduced me to Counter-Strike, which is the Half-Life mod,
yeah.
basically.
I've
Back
played
when
Half-Life as well, multiplayer.
yeah, and that was in very early or very late 1999 rather, and we were playing beta 5.2 it was.
Yes, first versions.
And I always liked the guns and the realism in
Yeah,
games, and it also had a Half-Life movement, so it was very fast game, but with realistic guns. And I liked that part better, and it was team-based instead of the common one-on-ones
yeah,
all the time.
yeah. First, exactly, the first team-based game. We had StarCraft before that.
You played 4 versus 4 in Quake, but it's not the
Yeah,
same
like
thing.
team deathmatch. No, team clan
Yes,
arena.
I didn't find it funny. I like one-on-one.
Like
more in
capture the
Quake.
flag was a mode.
CTF is
Yeah.
a great.
Yeah,
That was
great
really
mode.
fantastic. But I don't know what, but something got me in Counter-Strike. I was immediately hooked, and was how it sounded, how you moved, because Counter-Strike has very good sound, and you can very distinguish
Yeah, yeah.
how many players move and where they are very accurately, and if you're really good at that.
Yeah, and
Good feedback from the weapons.
the
So
money
I got
system was
there.
great. Headshot.
Yeah, it was very new. It was
Yeah.
innovative back then. It was the first of its kind, I think. I'm not sure, but to me it was.
It was, yeah, it was the first.
And coming from Quake, with all the knowledge of how to aim properly and movement,
Yeah,
so I could just speed jump around everyone, and they didn't stand much chance. So that was somewhat fun, because here I had a foundation to build on. I can be like, oh, I'm gonna be the first here to be really good, because the caliber of the players that played that was not very high at the time.
yeah. People started learning Counter-Strike directly,
yes,
and you had the background.
I had several years of Quake behind me, so
That played a bigger role. Do you remember the first tournament hosted in CS in Sweden?
The first tournament, maybe that was on Birdielan, it was called, or it was the ice qualifier for some.
Or maybe your first tournament?
Which I hosted.
No, I mean which, like a big tournament for everybody.
Yeah, that was the Birdielan, I think, which I attended to, and I think we won that with Matrix.
And how was the build-up through the teams to... Was Matrix your first professional team?
Matrix, you can say, was my first really big serious team, and it consisted of me. At the beginning, it was me, Searcher, Siphoner, Bulletproof, Legenden. And later became with Dracula instead of Searcher, and then Spawn joined at some point as well.
That's like one of my idols in Counter-Strike. He was insane.
It was his first PC game, Counter-Strike.
He really started with...
Yeah, I remember him asking me about this game on ICQ back then. So I went to his place and installed it and helped him with that.
How?
I think I spent roughly 5 days a week for several months at him, playing my clan games there. Clan base was the big thing back then as well.
Yeah, I've played in clan base.
Teaching him how to play and explaining why I do my decision makings.
Yeah, he was
inside the game.
So that's a really cool inside information I'm learning right now. I'm so excited to learn this.
eventually, when I thought that he's ready, then I took him to Matrix, more or less.
So
Then he became my radar guy partner.
yeah, what does that mean?
We always went together. Basically,
Okay. Like a tag team.
Yeah, we were a tag team.
And yeah, about the first your first international tournament.
That would have been when I was a stand-in for Esports United, and that was, I think it was CPL summer 2001, or might have been 2002 actually, not sure.
Where was it?
It was in Dallas.
Yeah.
At the Hyatt Regency, a big hotel there, the big glass hotel.
Yeah, that was one of my big dreams to go there.
I skipped a few tournaments because that was my first flight, and I really afraid to fly. Had a big flight phobia, but after that it's like I can't miss every tournament because of this, so let's just get it over with. So after that it was okay.
Flying wasn't so bad after all.
Flying isn't so bad. I just go into hibernate mode anyways.
Yeah. I can actually sleep during the.
I have no problem sleeping.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So tell me about the CPL, because it for us watching, for us in other teams that used to play and could not go there because to be honest it was so expensive to go to the States.
Yeah, you need to have a sponsor. We were sponsored to go there.
Who sponsored you? Do you remember?
I'm not actually sure. I can't say because regarding Esports United, I'm not sure because it wasn't my team. I was just standing. They wanted me to join after, but
okay, so the team.
I declined.
So the team paid everything, and you guys went there.
Yeah, it was me, Veslan,
yeah,
all Notorious, and I think it was Brunk.
Yeah,
Brunk.
I remember Al and Veslan because I think they joined Sky Gaming, Shot Commando after that somehow.
And Swift as well, because we were 6 players.
6-man roster?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. That's like another $3,000.
Yeah, it was. I am not calling the shots, but
yeah, free trip to the coolest event. Tell me about Dallas, something.
Dallas itself was really great. I have a brother living there, so I stayed there for a couple of more weeks after.
Oh, so that was like some kind of synchronicity somehow for you.
Yeah, so I just stayed there and had a vacation basically. So I had the time of my life there, and yeah, the tournament itself, it was pretty well executed. I think it was a big LAN area as well. So you had the tournament section and then the LAN area section, and you could practice before and set up your gear. And
you had a practice room and
not a room, but we had an area where we could borrow computers and practice on.
Oh, okay.
I do not like the water there. If you've been in Sweden or in any Scandinavian country, you really can't drink any other water.
You mean like tap water or bottled water?
No, tap water. Water here is from the tap is just like any bottled water. Superb. Coming to Dallas was a big shock for me there because the first thing I want to do is drink a glass of water, and I drank a glass of chlorine instead. Yeah,
we here in Romania we have the same problem with tap water, to be honest, in the big cities. But when you go to the countryside, we have in the mountains we have really great tap water. But in the big cities, they altered it. They chlor.
And then they also have they fill the toilet with water. all the way up to the edge. I don't understand why. That's also
Yeah,
a thing. Like,
it
yeah,
should be like lowest level somehow,
yes, yes,
right?
I agree. That's how I feel about it. So that was also a big. I thought the toilet was bugged or something. No,
No, like no brain constructing the toilet. We can all imagine why.
but yeah. Yeah, they are weird over there. So
So
anyway,
talk to me about the tournament itself, like the gaming part. You went there. Which teams did you meet?
they handed out free balls. There,
Free balls,
so
like what balls?
yeah, the it's an energy drink. It's BAWLS balls, and
Okay.
it's blue, and it was somewhat fancy tasting. I liked it, but yeah, I remember that part. And we had a big audience, and there was some TV team there filming as well. And tournaments today are a lot different.
Yeah, of course.
Back then, people were open. They sat next to each other, and you could
Yeah, you had
shout as
spectators
much.
behind you.
Spectators behind, and you could shout and taunt and whatever you wanted on the
Yeah,
other team, and like encourage your team, like yeah, good job, or whatever. That that aspect is completely gone today, and I don't like that. And there also was there's something called fade to black, a setting.
yeah, I
So
know.
when you die, the screen turns black. They added that place,
Yeah,
and once you die, you are not able to talk. I like that part
yeah,
a lot.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think they have that today.
I'm not sure
So
either. I'm not sure either about the rules right
and
now.
I'm a very sound player, so to say. So to
Speak.
say,
Yeah,
I I don't miss a sound, and I can filter like, oh, it's 3 people there, 2 people
yeah,
there.
yeah, of course.
So I had my Sennheiser open headphones, free HD 600 basically. So I hear a lot. I hear good stuff. Today people play with these ear mufflers and in-ear headphones,
Yeah,
and
you.
I would not appreciate that at all.
Yeah, they sometimes tournament organizers force teams to play like this to have in-ear
Yeah,
and headphones after, so you don't hear the noise outside or something like that.
yeah. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
think in-ear.
there were no commentators back then, live. Basically. The commentators were through HLTV,
Yeah,
which was the thing back then, where everyone looked.
yeah, you had to connect to a certain
You,
IP
you,
given.
you you connected via the Counter-Strike client,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah,
could spectate live,
yeah,
somewhat live.
with some delay, I think.
Yeah, it was some delay.
Yeah, casting was really new back there. No, there was no casters, no commentators really, no news
Yeah.
websites, no
And that's
demos.
for the American teams themselves, because it was the first time
Yeah, you met with.
And we only practiced versus European teams basically, and they had such a radical, different play style than us, than European teams. So it was very funny to see that actually.
How would you
They were,
describe this
they,
radical style?
well, we are more back then. Back then, European teams, they were more playing together, not much individual, and
Yeah,
we execute tactics basically, and
more organized.
we go, yeah, and we're more communicative. And the Americans, they go in, they play more on the individual level.
Yeah,
Back
with
then,
individual missions on the map.
yes.
That's a hard style to play against somehow. If they win duels, you're fucked. So, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a hard.
So, but it can backfire so hard.
Of course, if they lose
So,
duels, they end
yeah.
up 3v5 and they save the
But
weapons.
that was back then. Everyone knows better in how to play nowadays. So, and we had stronger shooters in Europe than you American guys did. They had like one team that was could compete, and that was the X3 team.
Yeah, I don't remember
I think they were called X3. They were the big shots of North America.
There were some teams like 3D that came up
3D
later.
is X3.
Yeah.
I think they renamed it later, and they were some Miller, and I don't remember.
Maybe Jaguar was back then. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's so long ago.
Yeah, that's another discussion. So that was a great experience for you, right? So coming back home in Sweden.
Yeah, I think we finished
second.
I don't remember. Maybe I think it was third.
Second or third?
Third or second with Esports United. And then I joined the Too Easy, which is the same team as Mortal Teamwork and Team 9.
Yeah.
And there we went to Oslo, CPL Oslo. Yeah. We finished second there versus Eolithic, which had
with Element and
Element. Yeah. He's the most known player from that team, I guess. Knoxville, Dark. Then I don't I don't remember.
Few
Executor.
Yeah.
Executor rather.
There were really skilled players, and
yes, they were.
How would you describe the competition between Sweden, Denmark, Norway, between you guys?
We were quite equal, but at the end of the day, most times Sweden won and had the better players and better team, but we were
tight
quite
games.
Close. We had more stronger teams, whereas there was few for Norway and Denmark. But yeah, Eolithic was by far the strongest for Norway. They were really good, absolutely.
Sorry, I have some notification with Steam. I'm not gonna. So let's work our way up to the Too Easy team. Do you remember anything about your teammates? Anything in particular about how you guys practiced?
Yeah, I remember after the Dallas event with the Esports United. Old friends of mine who were playing in Too Easy wanted me to join there, and then the old Matrix team wanted me back there as well. I really didn't have any team then. I took a break. I don't really remember why, but so I couldn't really decide. So I made a coin flip where to go, because I had in real life friends with both teams, and that's what really mattered to me, was to play with my friends. I didn't care to play in the best team. I wanted to play with those I actually wanted to play with.
Of course.
It became Too Easy, which was probably the best
choice
time I had in Counter-Strike, and it most likely was the best choice. It was the proper choice, and that was me, Fisker, All, Filur, and Spawn.
Oh my god, such a sick lineup.
That was a sick line. Filur, Spawn replaced Brunk.
Can you tell me something about the way you practiced? You guys have any special?
Yeah, we had a clan room at Cafe 9, and with our computers there and unlimited access, basically, with Sweden's best internet, so to say. And we had scheduled scrims, is what they call today.
Yeah.
Practice wars.
Yeah. PCW.
It was 4 to 5 times a week. I think it was 17 to 23 or something like that. Where we just played.
So and that's like 6 years.
In between.
6 years.
Years?
You said 17 like hour. That's like.
That's we played
6 hours.
Yes.
6 hours a day for
6 years a day would be really good. But in between games, I played some Rocket Arena free as well, which is Quake free, to have my movement and practice aim going, because I always felt like CS was so sluggish and stale compared to Quake. So whenever I could, I played Quake. I played for the best Rocket Arena free team on the side, alongside CS.
What's Rocket Arena?
But Rocket Arena free was a mod for Quake free Arena.
You only played with rocket launcher or what?
No, you have all weapons and ammo. It's a 4 versus 4 arena basically, where you spawn. It is round based, just like Counter-Strike, but you spawn with all the weapons and full armor and health, and then you
Okay.
do a 4 versus 4 there.
So
But they at some point they wanted me to choose to play Counter-Strike or Quake, and obviously I picked Counter-Strike.
yeah, because Counter-Strike was actually bigger and there were more international tournaments.
It was a lot big, and I had more fun in it. But yeah, Quake was a nice downtime game, and
Yeah,
frag around it.
you needed some other games to
Yes,
just, I don't know, cool off from the
because
Counter-Strike.
it came to a point where only the tournaments was fun for me.
Like the practice wasn't.
No, I didn't feel like the practice was any fun at all, because as I said, we reached a cap where no one else is improving. So I wanted to improve myself by playing Quake.
Yeah.
We already had played for a long time together, and it wasn't as flexible as CS:GO is today, where you can find new flashes and whatnot. There's always a new grenade you can throw, and changing the meta. It was so well established, Counter-Strike.
Are you aware of the current gaming CS:GO situation, or?
I watch some tournaments, I do, but I have no
Not
clue
really.
of the teams. No.
About
I played some Global Offensive when it came out, but
what's
just
your
for
opinion on it?
When I started it, it had a lot of problems with sounds and netcode and all that. But today the game is it's a really great game. I like it a lot. It's faster. It has more dynamic and well thought out the economic system, and the grenades, and
like flashbang is so insane.
Yeah, I like the flashbang
Yeah.
here. It's better than
Even the smoke, if you remember.
The smokes, yes, the
in
smokes here
1.6
are actually working smokes.
Yeah, you could not get people to.
Yes.
I mean,
And,
smokes were many times bothering you when you throw them.
Yeah.
As a defensive or offensive.
Yeah, they didn't do much in.
We had the 16-bit era and then 32-bit,
yes.
you know. So
Yes.
there was only always the paranoia that people used 16-bit or some other.
Of course.
We didn't really had cheaters as much on 1.6,
That's
to be
another
honest.
thing, though. There was not many cheaters at all.
Yeah.
So I've been very surprised how easy it is to cheat today.
Yeah.
How many that actually do it. It's.
There were many cheating scandals in CS, and even.
I think the punishments are not even remotely severe enough for people like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of.
If anyone is caught cheating, he should be branded for life.
Maybe that's a bit too harsh, but.
Not really.
I mean, I think
I really
you go
disagree.
to prison for some time for an offense. Maybe cheating should be regulated somehow.
It should be, first of all, checked in a better manner.
Yeah,
And
they
if
don't.
this-
Valve don't really. I don't think they do a really good job with the competitive. You know, if you play competitive on Steam,
it should be a fine to pay if you're caught.
Maybe that could be a solution for the fine and the ban. Maybe.
Yes, because they break the integrity of the game and the sportsmanship.
Yeah. I agree.
And everyone is gonna be like, oh, is he cheating or is he cheating? Because it's so easy today. If you pay a
Monthly subscription. They have
really good developer.
No, they have websites and you can pay a monthly subscription and you have cheats. Yeah, it's easy as that. Even buy them for $2,000 with USB. There's videos on it. They have a USB.
And that was a big
cheating.
sad moment for me to realize that, because I never experienced such a thing.
Yeah, we didn't really had cheaters back then. Maybe people who knew more about the interp settings or
that's a different thing though.
It is. But
it's available for everyone.
Back then, not everyone knew, to be honest.
In Scandinavia, we
yeah, you all knew. We didn't have much idea about console.
It became standard, basically how to.
Yeah, it became regulated, but at the first years, not many people knew. In tournaments, sure. I went to a internet cafe LAN, and people just sat on the PC and started playing. You know. Yeah, and they didn't have much chance.
On the CPL tournaments I went to, basically, then you had these settings you can change, these you cannot, and they banned the console entirely. You didn't have any, you couldn't execute any config. You had to make all the settings in the menu, and then they removed the console.
Yeah, you had a lot of settings that you had to go through without console. Setting up your sensitivity was a bit harder, you know, without the console. Maybe there were some.
They have a number box you can write in your sensitivity.
Yeah, I maybe I was talking silly, but console did help.
I don't know if it's CS:GO, but I imagine.
No, I think you're right. So we ended up in MTW as a road. I don't know. Is there anything you would like to share about your experience with these teams? Like go to some other LAN and tell us about it, or?
Yeah, I had a very good time with them. All of my teams almost, but 2EC or MTW was probably the best. All my real life friends for a long time. We played Volv after Counter-Strike, so with Fisker and Brunk, for example.
Which one is it?
World of Warcraft.
Wow. I understand Valve.
We played the World of Warcraft after the Counter-Strike era.
Oh.
From my era, and we played that for many years. So.
How was that experience?
We were very hardcore. We did some Europe first kills. We couldn't really compete with the US because they had public test RAM servers. They got the content released before Europe, so it was very hard to compete versus those. But we had a hardcore
guild,
so to say. Yeah.
But
we're talking about Counter-Strike, so
yeah. That's for another time.
We had a very positive attitude to each other until I, of course, decided I no longer have very big interest of this game.
How come? Why did that happen?
I'm not sure really. I felt that
maybe the version change had an effect on you.
Somewhat had that, but I'm not really sure. I just got tired of the game.
Yeah, spending so much time in front of the PC really keeps you from living your life somehow on some level. Friends, family. Did that have a factor?
It was. I moved to a different city with my girlfriend there.
Okay.
And that was basically the.
That's the reason.
That is the reason.
Did that hurt? It had to hurt, to be honest.
Yeah, it hurt for all of us, basically.
Yeah.
So when I left, naturally the team split, which became SK later.
Yeah, these guys actually crushed. It
Yeah.
was
So I think
it was Potty,
Potty and
Spawn,
Heaton.
Heaton, Arl.
I had that offer to join with SK, but I never took that up.
Who knows where you would have ended up?
I have a pretty good idea. It's no
You would
point
have
in
won.
dwelling the I would have had a lot in terms of gaming, but it was also my choice to step away from it and leave that behind, so to say. But absolutely, I would have continued on and made a bigger name for myself there.
Yeah, because these guys really crushed everyone for a long time.
I know. They were really good SK.
Yeah, we met them in 2003 in the semi-final. World Cyber Games.
We killed them at Mindtrack LAN. It's a Finnish LAN.
Yeah, I saw a video about Mindtrack with like a fast forward game with like big bioc.
They were not happy.
You with the Matrix or with which team?
It was too easy.
Too easy?
MTW.
MTW. Yeah,
Team 9, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we met Team 9, but this time it was a Danish lineup when they beat us.
Okay,
Later.
Then it was some other team. It was that.
Yeah, it was a different lineup. So first MTW was Swedish.
It was MTW SE because they had.
Okay. We play with
German,
a DK.
Maybe they was.
They had a DK lineup and Swedish lineup, maybe, and for sure a German lineup. So three lineups
so
for MTW.
They had a German lineup.
I think it was a German organization, Mortal Teamwork.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
They had us.
Yeah.
Maybe they added a Danish one later.
Yeah, they did. Like Zonic, who is right now coach of Astralis, like biggest CS:GO team in history, some biggest results is the Astralis team, Danish team. Who has
Astralis really good. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I know.
Who has the MTW Zonic DK.
But this is all
coach.
Way after my time, so
yeah,
I have
no. I'm just.
I just know Astralis is shit.
Yeah. They many years they had perfect execution, perfect nades, and like best team play a team ever had was a Danish team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scandinavian.
Yeah. You guys. That's why I'm really curious about how you guys manage to. I mean, if you lose. Me playing in international tournaments with my Romanian team, we ended up qualifying for the big offline tournaments offshore, but always fell short against the bigger names. We maybe finished third or fourth or top 12, and I had a lot of time to really spectate and watch and admire other team while they were progressing in the tournament. So thing I noticed, us as Romanians, when we lost 3v1, we would like just go crazy bananas and fight amongst each other. There was a lot of tension if we lost a clutch, like 3v1, 4v1 actually. And you guys, I mean, when I saw the Swedish teams lose a round like this, they often would laugh or didn't even mind it.
Yes.
That's like something insane.
I can give you a concrete example of that.
Yes.
That is CPL Winter 2002 with the MTW with the full lineup there, and I don't remember who we met. I think it was the German branch of our team, where it was on. I think it was us two, but we had lost the one side, which they had 10 rounds and we had only 2, and everyone was like, oh damn, this is gonna be such a drag. And I'm like, why? If they did it on their team, on their side, what? Of
Why can't
course
we
we
do
can
it?
do
Yeah.
it. We're gonna do it same. And we did. We took it. We took 11.
Because it was
Very,
first to 13 back then.
yeah. Then yeah, it was.
Max rounds
Hammer,
12.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it, like a big comeback. Happens rarely, but
Yeah, it was a
happens.
big comeback, and it's important not to take out the victory before you actually won. That
Yes,
is a very
yes.
important thing.
Game's
Like
not over until it's over somehow, and that.
I remember like some not digital, digital, a Finnish player, I think it was in Mindtrack line. He was like, "Oh, it's gonna be so nice to meet SK in the finals." He wanted to taunt us in game. It's like, okay, we will see. and they ended up losing, and then I said, "Yeah, good luck with that."
With that
You
taunt.
you taunt after when you won, not before. Not add
Not
any
during.
additional. Not during. Not add unnecessary pressure on yourself. You
Of
need to
course.
know when to taunt and not to taunt.
Yeah, taunting could actually work.
Me personally, never taunt anyone.
No.
That's just not like how I am.
How do you
But if
think?
someone,
I mean, during the game, let's say you're under pressure. If you could remember, what made you? Um, I mean, what does a player has to say to encourage his team? I'm really trying to figure out a way to ask you. Yeah,
me
personally.
personally, I never been under. I've been under pressure once. That was the first LAN, official LAN. It was a lot of spectators, and it was all the big names like Otto Heaton, etc. And I played for Matrix, and so much hype on me that, oh, this is a super player. Let's see how he performs on LAN. That damn cheater.
Okay.
People thought. Because I played in Matrix, they had that reputation, which they didn't. We just had really good connection at the cafe.
Yeah.
And so when we came to the LAN, my first game, and I really crush it. I really crush everything. And then I remember Potty and Heaton come up to me and like, damn, you played so damn good. Then everything
Changed.
ever since. Never a single time did I get ever nervous again. Ever.
Yeah,
Because I
but
knew I could perform, and that's the thing. I know my limit, and
yeah, that's
my
insane because I
my
had.
perspective, how I see an opponent is that if I can do it, then he can do it, and if he can do it, then I can do it. So I put the opponent at the same level as myself, no matter who it is. Anyone can come with something brilliant, even lesser player or a better player. And to me, that have been quite a success factor for me when I played back then.
Yeah, I think that was the answer I was looking for. Somehow I wanted to get inside your culture, your mentality, your I don't know. It's something really powerful that came out of Sweden and out of the Nordic countries.
Yeah, we are very confident people, but at least back then we were very confident and for the right reasons. So we were dominant in FPS gaming, and a big reason for that is we played a lot, and we wanted
So that's
to be
practice.
it's practice and proper practice.
How would you describe the proper practice?
Yeah, a good example. I've had people writing to me after I quit. I've been playing Counter-Strike for 5 years. Can you please help me? I'm like, you played longer than I have. You should be helping me, man. But you need to know know how to experiment. First of all, identify, try new things, and then when you see someone do something, you need to understand. It's important to understand what they are doing and why it works. And once you know, it's hard to explain. When you understand why things go wrong, then you know how to fix them or potentially know how to fix them. Aim is very easy to train, for example.
Yeah.
There's no complex. It's very easy to analyze if your sensitivity is wrong or not. If you overshoot or undershoot.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
but if you flick shot, if you flick too much or if you flick too little, could be a sensitivity issue. You need to practice on that. Really edge it into your head, like, okay, now we move less. Same with movement, also is just a practice, but the thing where most people fail is decision making, and that is the hard and tricky part.
Yeah, because you have limited time,
sense.
like 1 second to do.
Yeah, understand the timing of the game, the flow, and on the highest level, it's these like the vast majority of players don't experience. It's the mind games, how to trick the opponent. Like, he thinks that I'm gonna do that, so I'm gonna do this instead.
Of course.
Those kinds of stuff.
Mind games are really important, of course.
And then you need to have the nerves, like when you can watch tournaments, they let you don't have a trigger happy finger. You let people pass. That's also required.
So discipline, trigger discipline.
Yes. It's hard to explain just in a short interview like this, in a short notice, but you get the idea. I think.
How about the nerves part?
At the nerves, that's an individual.
Do you think that you can do something about that to train your nerves? Would it be experience or?
That is both experience and changing your mentality. Why are you nervous? Do you need to prove something to yourself, to the other player? Why nervous? That's what I told myself. I have nothing to be nervous about. I don't need to prove anything to myself. I don't need to prove anything to someone else either. I know people know what I can, and I know what I can, and then I'm gonna do the best out of that.
Yeah, so it's all about what goes on inside your head.
It's on an individual level, what goes on inside your head. If you're truly confident of your capabilities, then you have no need to be nervous. You're only nervous if you doubt yourself.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah.
I never doubted myself. I knew I'm gonna kill you around this corner, and then most of the times I did.
Yeah, it's a really simple and beautiful way to express it.
It is that simple, really.
Yeah, I really think it is. I really think it is. So if I'm really interested about you say you never been under pressure, but for the most rest of us who faced you guys
in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, in Counter-Strike, that's a really me myself being in a like Eastern European country. We had like really bad not bad internet connection, but we could not really play with the Nordic teams. Like we had 70, 80, 90 ping, and most Nordic teams would never play us because you guys had 10 ping, we had 80, and they thought it was too imbalanced.
It's a given loss.
Yeah, it was imbalanced, but for us it meant the world for you guys to even practice. Sure. Yeah, and the practice with you guys happened.
You still learn a lot from that.
Yeah, practice with you guys happened really few times, and when we met in LAN, of course we're gonna be nervous because you had a certain reputation. Pressure was on us because we had something to prove, and the mental part was.
That's also a thing. I don't get nervous meeting a better player or alleged better player.
Yeah.
I get encouraged. I'm like, yes, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Whereas the most common part is like, oh shit, I'm meeting this very good player. I was the direct.
Yeah.
I encourage. I really love getting my ass whooped in that sense. Then I think it's fun.
Yeah, we had maybe. To be honest, we had a mentality problem. We had also communication problems because we used to really fight when we lost stupid rounds, and that kind of changed the vibe inside the team. So
yeah,
do you think you as a as your experience in LAN, did the vibe change in your team to a bad vibe?
We never had. I don't remember. Not in Mortal Teamwork. It is. We didn't have any
Vibe issues?
bad vibe.
No?
No. Even at the detrimental loss, sure, people were a bit sad, but we didn't.
Why do you think that is?
We didn't complain on each other or anything, because we know it doesn't give anything.
How
It
do you
just
know
makes
that?
the next, well, it makes the next game bad, and if you gonna bash your teammate, most likely he's not gonna feel very great about that, and he's gonna think about that and not potentially not play at his A game because he's gonna be distracted. If anything, you're gonna come with constructive feedback. That is the, like, don't do that because of this, instead of saying, damn, you really sucked there. Why the hell did you do that? Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, it's a different approach. It's much more productive, to be honest, and it's like humane way. But we didn't had this knowledge back then, to be honest. We were like
Sure.
primitive. I mean, in my point of view, that was the main reason we actually didn't perform really good.
You should use the opportunity of a loss and see why did we lose, and understand that, and then solve the problem for next time you meet them, or use that knowledge to not repeat it versus the next team.
Yeah, constant.
It's easy to say, but
yeah,
it sounds
that's why.
very cliche, but
No, it doesn't sound cliche.
that's
It's simple and fixes. I hope it will fix some problems. I'm really trying to get to the core of your mentality, because you come from the mountains somehow. Like that's just a figure of speech, because Nordic teams have colder weather. You sound like the mountain people. Maybe
Sure.
it's the cold weather that helps you. Maybe it's the cold weather that helps you keep your emotions
Stay
in check.
sharp.
Yeah, and maybe it's the way your parents or your culture teaches you, but somehow
a bit of both.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of culture and really understanding yourselves and wanting to compete and win, but not bash other people's. Did you swear each other at any point? Never? Because in our culture in Romania we swear.
I had in Matrix it happened a few times between Dracula and Legend, but me personally never. Bulletproof never did, and no one in Team 9 did. We never.
Do you swear each other as a Swedish population or Nordics amongst each other? Do you use swear words a lot? When you have a fight?
How do you mean? What do you mean? Can you repeat?
I mean, you have a fight with someone, a friend.
If I have.
If you as a country or as a culture.
Well,
do you swear each other? Fight?
No, not much. I can only speak from where I grew up, and we didn't have a lot of fights at all.
Nothing physical, nothing.
Nothing. I never fought among my friends as a kid, for example.
No.
All the way.
Did you have like stealing and people doing bad stuff, like stealing?
There are some here and there, but the vast majority of my life have been people have been very friendly to each other and open and caring for each other. That have been strong edging in the Swedish mentality. It's changing today, but many years ago.
You grew up in a golden age, you're saying?
I would say so, yeah.
Because it's a different culture from where I grew up, you know. We had a lot of swearing, a lot of fighting.
I didn't have much
a lot
at all.
I mean, a lot. Maybe every day, I would say.
There's some swearing, but it's not like we sit and spill our guts up on another. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Normally we are polite and can be mocking each other in a friendly manner, so to say, but we're not toxic, so to say.
yeah. That's. I mean, that I
That's
think
what
that's the
you're searching
reason.
for.
I mean, starting from the childhood and
Yeah, the thing
being,
is,
say,
being an asshole, I wouldn't want to uh, make friends with an asshole. I don't see that happening.
yeah, it's a good point. I'm just trying to compare my experience with yours,
Yeah.
and thinking back of my childhood. We had at some point, maybe when I was 14, 15, I started to hear people swearing. Maybe I saw a lot of fighting as we were kids, like fist fighting. Maybe like,
It's common in the school. We had some
yeah,
fight, but
you know.
among my friends, we never fought.
No, among my friends, we fought a lot. Like, I don't know, maybe just for fun. Yeah, you disconnected again.
Yes, stupid Wi-Fi.
So we had a lot of fighting and a lot of swearing. All of a sudden, some bad influences here and there. And then during our play in the internet cafe, and you don't have webcam anymore.
Yeah, I'm fixing it. That's right. Am I visible?
No. So you would say, just waiting. Yeah, this is fine.
Now?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna finish my idea. Maybe it's not. I'm not doing. It's not a positive. Maybe it's positive. Maybe it's not. But I try to analyze my own team. We reacted really harshly, and we had really these big fights after and maybe during the games when we lost. We didn't see. We didn't have the greatest understanding of team play and how to really learn from our mistakes, and we
How
really
did it
bashed
make you
ourselves.
feel?
We bashed ourselves when we lost, and when we lost stupid rounds, and that really hurts our morale and our. It's
Exactly.
it's
So
it's not. It's definitely not the coolest way to handle things, and not a mature
no,
way.
that's
We
what
were
that's what
kids.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah, sure. But still, we were also kids. Me and myself, I had a different approach. Like, what can we do better?
yeah,
Why are we? Instead of bashing, I was more of a, you did really great. That what you did over there was very good. And then I omitted the bad stuff or like friendly hint, like, don't think that works. Let's do this instead
yeah,
because this that's the important thing. Uh, why you think that is better? If you present a solution to someone's problem, explain why.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Just give reason behind
yeah,
your
thought
thinking,
process.
and
Yeah,
it's a better way for the other person to incorporate your advice instead of giving orders.
yeah. I think it's everyone benefits being more friendly. Then sure, you don't have to sit and cry if someone says, "Oh, that you did was really shitty." But if it's like that all the time, then it's at some point it's gonna be very boring.
It's Yeah, it's gonna bother you.
Yes.
So, do you have any advice for the growing up gamers?
Be nice. Treat people how you want to be treated yourself. And when you're gonna practice, steal everything good you see people do. Mimic it and make it your own. That's what everyone else do.
Yeah, That's
and
really
don't be afraid to experiment new stuff.
What-
That's how innovation is born, basically. That's how new stuff is found, to experiment. Always try to find some stuff to break in the game and abuse it.
yeah. I'm a big fan of what you guys accomplished in gaming, and we're very grateful for. I'm very grateful of having the opportunity to meet all the other. I mean, the international tournaments were a place where we could meet all the other cultures somehow.
Yeah, it was a cool.
It was
I miss
a
those days indeed.
good life lessons, and you could observe the other cultures, and somehow I really appreciate you guys in the north with your culture.
Yeah, we did the
even.
same. We did the same. To meet everyone.
Yeah. Would you have something to add, some story, or I don't know? I'm trying to take this in a more productive way for the kids and for the growing up.
I don't
Community.
know what your
Yeah, I really have to ask
age
something.
of your audience or how broad it is.
It doesn't matter.
I don't really know. Not really. Not that I can think of right out of bat.
Well, let me ask you about your most important moments that you would remember in your career as a Counter-Strike player.
In Counter-Strike, my most important moments. Well, that was one of the when we turned the game around, which I told you about. That they had 10-2 and we finished with 11-1 on the other side instead. I won that game, and then the team really got enlightened or like lit up by that. And it was like, that was really great. It was a really, really great comeback. And yeah, what other? When we beat SK on Mindcheck LAN because they got really mad. That was also fun to see their angry faces with the too easy. And I had a lot of great moments. Every game, I enjoyed every game with my friends. It was
a nice period.
Nice period. It actually was. Can't single out any specific. Yeah, when we won the qualifier in UK for the CPL summer, CPL winter, that was also fun because the moment we win the finale, Spawn enters and continues plays a public game because he always plays. He never stops playing.
So after
that was funny.
Oh, that's a funny moment. So you won the final and you joined the.
We won the finale and immediately he joins another server and continues playing.
That's insane.
He is insane.
Do you still speak to him right now?
From time to time, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool guy to.
He played a lot of CS:GO as well, and he's funny. He plays a lot.
That's one of my idols. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's
talk
a
to him
funny guy.
sometime.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I can recommend you.
Yeah, I will. Right now, I'm really grateful for having you. I think we covered a lot of subjects that really interest me.
Your mic is breaking.
Yeah, sorry. I said I really enjoyed this interview with you.
Yeah, sure.
It was really nice for me to find out more about culture.
First in a long time for me too, especially with a webcam.
Yeah, and I really appreciate your time, and I think this is we've reached a point where we kind of struggle to get the discussion moving.
Yeah, it's this is 20 years ago. And I don't think anyone of your audience will know me.
Yeah,
Other
maybe
than some old mythical guy, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to
They're gonna
dig up some
confuse me
monsters.
with the Belgium guy, but
Yeah.
he was barely born when
Yeah.
I played.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to. I mean, you are the first one who answered my call somehow. Maybe I'll dig up some more legends from now on.
I could help you with that.
Yeah, I would really appreciate your help, and
You can name that.
I really, I mean, I'm trying to somehow leave something, something behind for the community here in Romania, and not only that, but really, I think we need my country really needs to grow and achieve better potential, and I'm trying to explain to the newer generation what mistakes I've made, because we used to fight a lot, we used to curse each other, we used to practice a lot like crazy, but when the pressure was mounting, our practice habits, like swearing each other as a joke, turned into swearing each other as serious stuff, and that really hurts us.
Yeah, the bigger you talk, the more you gotta perform
Yeah,
to make up for your talk, and shouting at your teammates doesn't really help.
no. So being toxic
not
is like
really-
a is like a concept I
Toxic
learned
inside
after I quit
Yeah.
gaming. I learned about being toxic. To be honest, I was most of the time I was a toxic player with my team, and I used to flame the other team. That was who I was.
Flaming the other team is one thing, but
Yeah.
flaming your own team, that's
Yeah, I
that's
used to flame my own team
not
hard
very
in
productive.
hard
Not very productive.
in practices, and maybe slower in official, but in practices I think I was pretty much toxic, and I had no idea I was toxic. That's the point, because no one knew someone could be toxic. It's something a concept that I learned after looking back at my life. I realized, yeah, maybe I'm still toxic right now, a bit. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I don't know. I need to learn how to lose and maybe improve on that.
You just think, does it accomplish anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, but because if you don't gain anything from shouting or making someone else feel bad, then why do it?
Most people don't think about how they make other people feel. Not most, but some.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, thinking about how
One of
you
the problem.
empathy is a great asset to
Yeah,
have.
but if you make your teammate feel bad, he will perform worse.
Of course.
You need to encourage him and say he's the best player in the world or whatever. Just make him
Hype him up.
confident.
Hype him up.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point of view to have, and really brings out results.
Yes.
So yeah, I think this wraps up our
Sure.
interview. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. It's been an honor, and thank you for your whole work. Thank you for installing Counter-Strike on Spawn's PC. And
sure.
maybe I'll see you sometime. Maybe we're gonna play a game together, Quake or something.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.